Hey friends. Alright, so today I just wanted to share something that I've been recently learning and practicing as far as embellishments goes. And so I've been practicing with paper flowers. As you guys know, I am a junk journal maker, and all of my content on here is regarding junk journals, but recently I've been playing around with other paper crafts that I've just been enjoying it so much. So I saw a tutorial by Miriam at um uh, what is the name? Butterfly Ferris, Crafty Butterfly Ferris. Okay, and I'll link her video below. And she was explaining how to make these mini paper flowers and how to get them, shape them, and make them look a certain way. She also has another recent one that she did with a die cut. In the first video, she did these little teeny tiny paper daisies using a small punch. Now, I don't have that punch. I recently ordered a punch that I'm going to wait for just because I wanted a different style in my stash. So I'm going to be trying that out soon. But I was so inspired watching that video. She explained it so well. And she said you could pretty much apply that to any kind of like punch or die that you have. And it had to do really with the layering and the shaping. So I've had this die in my stash for like, I don't know, a couple of years, maybe 3-4 years already. Maybe 3, that I purchased from Amazon, and it's supposed to be, I think it's like a rose dye. I've seen other crafters use something similar, but theirs have like a stitch around it, like different ones, but very similar. So it's like it's 5 petals, and then it comes with 6 layers. I was not using it because I had a hard time trying to figure out how to make them so that they can, be shaped right. Now, I purchased this off of Amazon. They had an example, I think, but it just wasn't coming out for me. So I had put it aside until I saw Miriam's video, and I just decided to having these little cupcake cups to different layers. Just cut a bunch of them out on my die cutting machine, and then try. I don't know if she did 4 or 5 layers of her punch, but I decided to just go size by size and layer them up individually. And the smallest that I had was these. I don't know what size these are, guys. I think this is about maybe an inch. And I'm going to show you one. Following her method, this is what I came up with. And I think they look really, really cute. So these are the few. I have it in this tin. This is the size up from that. And then you just play with the petals a little bit to get it to where you would like it. Then I have another one. I'm horrible at explaining, guys. I'm so sorry. I have another one. This came with my my Elena Cuddle purse die. And so I decided to try these as well. And those, they come out like this in different sizes, 2 different sizes. And those are these. Okay, those are these. Okay, so they look a little bit more round if you layer them up the way that she showed. But if you work the leaves a little bit, so if you work each layer, meaning like, what do you call it? You're pretty much conditioning the paper before you glue them on. You can get a really, really pretty look. Okay. So the way that the die originally was, I was getting this kind of a result, kind of flat. It didn't really resemble any flower that I liked. And these are all the layers. And then I did make a center here. I cut up a border punch and put some gold around it, layer them together, and made a center, which I don't think looks so terrible. But this is how I was shaping it before. And I think my error was that I was folding the leaves backwards, so making them go down, which is not bad, but it just wasn't the look I was going for. Okay, so this is me practicing. I think it was getting better and better. This is, I think, my favorite one, but this is still one of the layers. This is like the second largest one, so I think it's this one. Okay, so this 4 times. So still, I'm not too crazy about all of the same layers. This one has, I mean, all of the different layers. So this is all of the 6 layers together. And then these are, well, this is just one size. Okay, so I think I like this better. This has all one size, and then I just put a smaller center. Here, this is like, I made it so that it could, you know, you can embellish it later. So I put a little circle punch in the center, and then, you know, you can always embellish it later. But I did, you know, just, I played with the edges. I colored it in gold. So I use this gold pen like on everything. I was just playing with the look. Let me see if I can show a different one. Like I said, I'm gonna link her video because I'm terrible. That's why I don't do too many tutorials. I'm terrible at explaining. But once you play around with the leaves and you glue them down, and this one, I don't know if you can see, my lighting is terrible right now, but I put a little bit of that clear glitter, and it just, I think it looks so pretty. I think for like a winter project, it would look good. Maybe if you do like a blue or white flower, it would work. So it's just me practicing. So I just want to show how she did it. So what she did, so let's say, oh, let me show you how I'm doing it. In her video, she uses her beading tool, something similar to this, to kind of, in one of the videos, the latest one, to kind of condition it. So when we condition it, this is flat when you first die cut it. So I go leaf by leaf, and then I just, first I fold it this way, or was I folding it the other way? No, I don't remember. I think I'm doing it the way that I said I wasn't gonna do it. There you go, this way. Yeah, so for this particular flower, I think it looks better folding it inwards. So I do this, and I'm just using a pencil. So something round. Earlier, I also used a pen, so you can even use, so sorry, you could even use something like this. And then, I like the size of this pen. I'm gonna show you why, the pencil, and it's flat, it's not sharpened. Because then I come here, I line this up to the bottom, I fold it, so I pretty much hug the pencil, I then bring it in, and it raises it up. So, and what I was doing before was just like getting the cardstock to where it can kind of bend and fold easily. But yeah, like this, and then I just pinch it up. And what that does is, I'll show you now, it makes like a little circle at the bottom so that it could sit like a little cup. Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing for all 4 sections, and then I'm just gonna show you how I've layered them. And like I said, it's by following Miriam's technique, Crafty Butterfly Virus. I know I said it wrong before, I'm so sorry, friend. Okay, so just, you know, pinch it. I don't know if you can see this right, I should be looking at my camera. So pinch, and then just hold it up to the center. You want to pinch it and then hold it up to the center. And then once again, you'll get that little circle. And then what she does is that she would offset So instead of layering them like exactly the same, you're gonna do it where you're gonna go in between those leaves, okay? And then you'll get a more fuller look. Okay, so I'll put those together in a minute. So again, so my cardstock is not too thick, but either way, I think it's just good to do this. I wasn't, like I said, in the junk journaling world, I really wasn't doing this. Although I love flowers, I found myself like purchasing things like this whenever I wanted it or needed it for a project. But honestly, I love crafts, paper crafts in general, and I love learning new things. So I'm glad to have learned this new skill. And I'm only sharing it just if you're in the junk journaling world or just new to this type of craft. It's nice to kind of know. So you might not know. Many people, I think, know how to do this stuff, but I didn't. So I'm cringing just thinking of how I'm speaking. I'm really terrible with tutorials, guys. I'm so sorry. But I hope you get the gist of it. All right, so I just did it a couple more times. All right, so I'm gonna take my, in this case, I have my art glitter glue. It's a little bit, I have to fill it. Okay, so now I have my 4 layers here, all bent. So then for the first layer, I'll just drop in some glue. You can use your glue gun. Mine is not on at the moment. And like I said, you're gonna put the leaf, offset it. So it shouldn't be on top of the other leaf. It should be in between the 2 leaves, okay? And then if you need to reshape it a little bit more, again, you can. I think I did that wrong. And now the glue is dry, but it's okay. It's okay. For the next couple of them, I do the leaf that's gonna lay on top. And then once again, just right there. Okay. And already it's taken a really nice shape. Okay. Okay, once again, so you're gonna go right here. So not laying it here, you're gonna lay it there in the middle. Actually, let me turn it around to one that's a little bit more spaced, okay? So this leaf right there, I don't know if you can see that good or not. Okay. And there you go. And then you can play with it. What I did for the center is I took one of these foam balls and I just cut it in half with my scissor. And that could be the center. And then I would hot glue that in the center. But I'm not gonna do that right now because I don't have my my glue gun. If you wanted to do like something like this, by the way, this is a border punch that I have. And all I did was I cut out in triangles, like little pizzas. I just cut them out and glued them together, five at a time. And then I just colored around them with the gold, and then you can stick it in the inside and kind of, you know, you get the gist, I think. You just glue them down. You could bend them a little bit. And then for those toppers, I just use a little embellishment, a little bead embellishment from Hobby Lobby. but because these are the bigger ones, I would use something slightly bigger, so it'll be, I lost the other one already. No, it was right here. So it'll be like that. How cute is that, right? And then the way that she did the small ones, now for this particular small one, that's this one, okay? These I left flat, so, but you're also gonna offset them. Like I said, I'll leave Miriam's video. She has it very well explained. You, once again, so you put in this here. Try to line up the centers, but you're trying to put the leaf in between each other, see? And it looks flat. But once the glue dries, you'll be able to shape it. And I honestly, I love the little ones the best. I guess it depends on what type of project you're doing. But it definitely, it's something you can do, like you can bulk make and then just use for your projects later. And the little ones are good for fillers and stuff like that. Okay, so it's flat like this. This is just 4 layers. And then I just dropped a little gemmy. Okay. I can't find, actually. I had tweezers for these little things and I can't find them. So I'll use instead my handy dandy. Yeah, that's the right size. Jewelry tool. Okay, my pliers. And then you just lay that in the middle. Okay. I have to let that one dry. So for these were a little bit different. I feel like with these, you kind of get more shape. Now with these, I can't figure out the right way to put those little, what they call these little stamen things. I don't like the way it looks. So I have to figure that out. But with these leaves, because they're a little bit more separated, you get this, and they're a little bit bigger, you can shape them a little bit better. So this one would be shaped like this. It's just like kind of still not exactly flat, but just lifted a little bit, which is still very cute. With these, you can play with the leaves a little bit more. And this, I used my, what do you call this? My chain nose plier. So let me show you what I did. Since they don't have centers, it's okay. You can always put a gemstone. I go around. I literally just go around the circle. And I still layer it up the same way that she explained. Line up the centers, squeeze it down, and then you do that for the other 2 layers. Okay. And then, oh wow. I just forgot. Okay, blooper. I'll do it again. I have the larger size right here, but we'll go ahead and finish that one. I told you that you're supposed to. Okay, so you're supposed to shape these beforehand. So with this one, because they're so small, you can use a chain nose plier and go like this. Same thing you did to the other ones. Actually, this part is not even really necessary. Well, actually, yes, because you see how it starts to lift it. Then here, I would either go like this and try to lift it the way I did with the others. You can, or you don't have to, okay? And the other one, if you forget, I'm gonna show you what I did, because I did that multiple times. And these don't have to be perfectly in the center. Just a little bend or fold gives it a shabby look. And as you know, I love that. So let me glue that to the top. But in the meantime, let me, actually no. If you forget, you can simply lift it up with your finger and kind of just press. Okay. Just press it. Lift up one leaf at a time, and then just press it. So lift and press it. You're like putting your finger, you're lifting it, and then with your thumb and your other finger, just put your finger in the center, and that's how you can lift it. And then you can just come in and play with it. And you get to this bottom, it might be hard to do that, so, but you can still manipulate the layers. Let's see. I know it's not well explained, I'm a mess, but that's why I'll link the good videos down below. I'll link that below. Okay, but you're gonna go in, if you forget, just it takes more time this way, but it's not impossible. You can fix it if you want the leaves to be like this, you know? I hope that you were able to see that. Okay, and then I'm like in a rush too. You know, you guys know I have a toddler. My husband is home, but I need to give him a break. Okay. So you place it in the center. Okay. And look, it has so much life already. Okay, so then this one, let's see if I can grab one of these guys. It always slips. I have to find my my tweezers, or get one of those wax picker-upper tools. And then there is a hole in the middle, that's right, but this was still glue around the edges. You just place it, you press it. Okay. Art glitter glue, it dries pretty quick, so you don't have too much time to manipulate, but a little bit. And I find that with these, if you just squish them like kind of unevenly, it gives it such a cute little shabby look. Look at how cute that is. Okay, and then you can do so many things. So the way that I did the glitter one, I'm not going to show you on camera right now, but I'll show you what I used. So it is so cute. I took Mod Podge and I just literally dipped my finger. This is a matted one. I dipped my finger and I just kind of rubbed around like the little bits of the leaves and around, and then I sprinkled some of this glitter. I think I got this from Michael's once upon a time. Party Blend Snow Swirl years ago. Okay. And that gives you, well, that one actually, nope, I'm lying. Sorry. I used this. My sister gave this to me a whole bunch of years ago. But it's very similar, but this is more fine, and it dries with that kind of clear but glistening look. And it's very very thin. And then in this crafty community, I learned about this Wink of Stella thing. And then this will just give it a touch of shimmer. And I don't know if you can see it because this lighting is just awful. But anyway, it just gives it the slightest touch of gold shimmer. And you don't have to do all of it. You just kind of go around the leaves. Anyway, you can kind of sort of see that. If I put this light here, it's going to be too bright. Yeah, you can't see it. It's because my daylight is going down, and I'm so sorry for the shaking. There you go. You see a little bit. Okay, and so with this one, now that this is dry, what she was saying was you just press your thumb and then you kind of go around in a circle, and you can see that the leaves start, and this particular dye, the leaves start to kind of separate a little bit. And, you know, once again, you can go in, you can separate some of them and play with the layers. I like it when the top ones come out just a little bit. I also sometimes, like, I'll press it down and then just, oh, that was a little bit too much, but you get the point. But anyways, something like that. Something like that. Anyways, how cute. How cute. Okay, and where was there was that other purple one. And look at these colors. How pretty. So just to show you the variety. How pretty. And I also did it with like the Maggie Holmes paper. So you can kind of do it with, the good thing about the dye, well, actually with the punch too. But you can totally, well, you get different shapes. I think these came out so pretty, guys. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Miriam, for sharing that. It was literally like a little aha moment. And you can do that, like I said, with each separate layer. And then the same rules apply if you're doing it, you know, if you're doing it with the multiple shapes layers, or you can take like a few layers of one size and then just top it off with a smaller smaller center. That's up to you. And then as far as the centers go, like I said, you could take one of these foams and you can cut it for the larger ones and it makes a cute center. You can take beads. There's many ways to go about that. So yes, guys, I wanted to share that, what I've learned. So, oh, and then look at this. Remember I shared on Anna's birthday, I did a little box for her. So this one is turning out so cute. My inspiration for that, for the colors on this one, which I think are so fun, is those laminated sequin sheets that I shared. And I literally had to stitch around this because I don't have a glue that's gonna hold this down. So I just stitched around this part, but it has layers and snow tulle. So I'm gonna probably do those colorful dangles here, maybe another rosette. So I'm really excited about how that's gonna turn out, and stay tuned for the videos because that is gonna be for, there's 2 challenges that I want to do, birthday challenges. So so Bethany, a crafty BFF, I already have part of her challenge entry, but hers is June 1st and I'm cutting it short. So I need to get either a memory dex card for her or an ATC done. That's what I'm missing. And then package hers up. And then I have crafty crystalline that I want to enter really bad. Hers is June 8th, so I have a little bit more time. But and I'll leave those down below too if you're interested in learning more about those. But anyways, I wanted to share that because I had a hard time with these dyes, and for that reason they were in my stash being unused for so long. And so I hope that helped anybody else going through that as well. But I'll leave the Miriam's video below, both of them. She has 2 different ones. And also, guys, if you got this far in the video, I've surpassed 1,000 followers already. I didn't even know. So thank you so much. And if you are new to my channel, if you recently subscribed, I'd like to know, like, how did you hear about my channel? What brought you here? And thank you for being part of this process. I made a few playlists just so that you can see some of my work for inspiration, or if you have any questions about journals that I make. So I have a journal playlist, journals that I made, and a couple of other like crafty inspiration. I'm still working on them. I did an Amity Bloom one based on her Artist in Bloom course because I do get a lot of questions about that. And by the way, I do have those in progress. So I will have another collection soon, but I have a lot of ideas as to the style that I want to do it this time. Um, so reach out to me if you have questions for that, if you want to reserve any. Um, so Instagram is always the best place to reach me. You can leave me a message on there, a private message. Um, or you can email me at gingy'sjourney@gmail.com. Okay. What else I wanted to say, and as far as reaching the 1,000 subscribers, I do stay tuned because I do want to do a giveaway. I just haven't quite figured out what that's going to be yet. I know that most of my followers here come from either my Instagram, come from my dear friend Jen at Jen's Junk, um, and my other friends. I have Anna. So we're all from the junk journaling community. So a lot of my followers they know me by that, by my junk journals. And then I recently started doing this other type of crafting. So I'm not sure yet. Let me know in the comments, what would you like to see for a giveaway? A journal or a different other type of craft. I would prefer it to be something handmade. I think that'll be nice. So if you got this far in the video, let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys soon.